Yeah, that they just had me turn it down a bit.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with the volume. It's just like sending it to the monitor.
Okay. Greg, tell me if it's too loud, okay?
Right, can you try singing the mic too?
Is my guitar too loud?
No, it doesn't sound that bad when you speak in the mic like that.
How about now?
There you go.
Cool. So we'll do that.
Excellent.
So it's so E and D.
Can you send it a bit more into the monitor, please?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay. Greg, give us 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. Is there an oversized C-dur there? No. Oh no, it's here. It's here. Because everything got moved.
Shabbat Shalom all. It is very special for me to be back and in the sanctuary with Cantor Adam and with Shai. I want to just share a thought that this nigun that Cantor Adam opened with. He asked me, do you have a preference for a nigun? I'm like, no, what I trust, whatever you come up with. And it turns out that this nigun, which I don't know whose nigun it is, but 19 years ago when Gavi was born, we used to sing this nigun to him and say, little Gabriel, little Gabriel. I don't know, we used to like, in this very loving but unprofessional, unsophisticated way, sing to him using this melody. And it turns out today was the first day of his driving class. It's the second day of his class. It's the first day he drove like on a major road in Jerusalem, and he was terrified, but he laughed about it. So that's a great thing. Anyway, Shabbat Shalom to all. It's Shabbat, and therefore a blessed time, a special time. It's particularly special tonight and as we begin this Shabbat, because tomorrow morning we have 5 young 13-year-old, 12 and 13, I'm kidding, 5 wonderful adult women who become bat mitzvah, benot mitzvah, and you all are precious and wonderful, and it's such a gift to get to have spent these months and years together. And you all have brought a lot of light into my life, into our lives here, Cantor Adam as well, and Beth-El for so many years. If we added up the number of years of your care and love and time and effort and energy to Beth-El, it would be a lot of years, I'm sure. We're going to start with Debbie Gruber. If you will light our Shabbat candles, bringing more light, even more light into our community as we begin Shabbat on page 2 in our prayer book. Yay, Michael. All right, excellent.
I both, and I'd like a Hanukkah.
Page 2. Aren't you proud of your bride?
Oh, very much so.
Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Michael, I don't think I'd heard before last night what a wonderful voice your wife has.
Oh, come on.
I've known for years. She really keeps it hidden. She doesn't want to shame anybody else or make them feel inadequate.
She has a wonderful voice.
Oh.
All right. Thank you, guys. Shabbat Shalom. We'll see you, Debbie, tomorrow morning, and Michael, and I guess your boys, not Amanda, but we'll hold off on that until later. We turn now to page
12.
Page 12.
We begin our journey through the Psalms with Lechun Ranana Ladonai, Psalm 95. Lechun Ranena, Lechun Ranena, Lechun Ranena Ladonai, Lechun Ranena, Lechun Ranena, Lechun Ranena Ladonai. Naria, Naria, Letzur Yishenu, Nekad Mafana Betoda. Naria, Naria, Letzur Yishenu, Bizmirod Naria lo. Lechun Ranena, Lechun Ranena, Lechun Ranena Ladonai. Lechun Ranena, Lechun Ranena, Lechun Ranena Ladonai.
Page 13.
La lai, la lai, lai, la lai, la lai, lai, la lai, la lai, lai, la lai, la lai, la lai, la lai, lai, la lai, la lai, lai, la lai, la lai, lai, la lai, la לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסרו מיום ליום ישועתו, ספרו הגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומחולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים, איי, כי כל אלוהי עמים אלילים, באדוני שמיים עשה, עוד והדר לפניו, עוז ותפארת במקדשו, ילאי לאי 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 לאי, ילאי לאי 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 לאי, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ, ירם הים, ירם הים, ירם הים ומלואו, ירם הים, ירם הים, ירם הים ומלואו, יעלו שרי וכל אשר בו, אז ירננו כל אשר לפני אדוני קיווה לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק וימים באמונתו. We're on page 14. אדוני מלך תגל הארץ, ישמחו ים רבים, ענן ורפל וסביב, צדק משפט מכון כיסו, אוהבי אדוני שנאו רע, שומר נפשות חסידיו, מיד רשעים יצילם. אור זרו על הצדיק, וישרי לב שמחה. שמחו צדיקים באדוני, והודו לזכר קודשו. We continue on page 16 with the second half of Psalm 98. זמרו לאדוני בכינור וכל זמרה, בחצוצרות וכל שופר, הריעו לפני המלך אדוני, ירם הים ומלואו, תבל ויושביה, נהרות ימחו כף יחד, הרים ירננו, לפני אדוני קיווה לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק וימים במישרים, ירם הים ומלואו, תבל ויושבבה, נהרות עמך וכף, יחד הרים ירננו, נהרות עמך וכף, יחד הרים ירננו.
Page 18, Mizmor LeDavid.
מזמור לדוד, אבו לאדוני בני אלים, אבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, אבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, כל אדוני על המים אל הכבוד בהירים, אדוני על מים רבים, כל אדוני בכוח, כל אדוני בהדר, כל אדוני שובר ארזים, וישבר אדוני על זה הלבנון, וירקידם כמו עגל לבנון, וסריון כמו בן רמים, כל אדוני חוצב להבות אש, כל אדוני יכיל מדבר, יכיל אדוני מדבר קדש, כל אדוני חולל איילות, ויחשוף לרעות, ובכולו כולו אומר כבוד, אדוני למבול ישב וישב, אדוני מלך לעולם, אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. תראי לי 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 לי
Lecha Dodi, page 20.
לך דודי לקרא כלה בני שבת לקבלה, לך דודי לקרא כלה פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, ישמענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד, או שמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקרא קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Verse 2. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי. אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. As we approach verse 9, I invite you to rise in your hearts or to your feet, whichever is most comfortable, as we greet the spirit of Shabbat, as we greet one another, as we greet the spirit of shalom, of wholeness and peace. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. 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 We continue on page 22 with the Psalm for Shabbat, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Psalm 92. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. כי שמחתני אדוני בפעליך, במעשה ידיך רנן. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מעולם כלום מחשבותיך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. I heard a wonderful class this week given by Rabbi Eli Confer, who taught that this word lehodot, which we usually translate as gratitude, as thanks, is also rooted in the idea of giving over, of confessing, of acknowledging everything that is in our reality, our hopes, our gratitude, as well as our failings. And so, as we sing this psalm for Shabbat, it's my hope that we can internalize all of these things and also rest from them and give ourselves permission to recharge and to root ourselves in feelings of gladness and righteousness as we sing together of those plantings ourselves, in which we hope will be planted in the courtyards of Adonai as we become more and more righteous on this Shabbat. At the bottom of the page, on page 22. Tzadik hatamar yifrach ke'erez balvanon yisgeh shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvon beseva deshenim verananim yeo lehagid ki yashar Adonai tzuri velo avlatabo.
Page 24, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. בואכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. As we turn to page 28, we once again invite you to rise to your feet or in your hearts, whichever is most comfortable, as we respond to the call to prayer and ask ourselves if we're ready. Ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Are you listening to my prayer? Baruchu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Leolam Vaed, Leolam Vaed. Ya la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. We're on page 30. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidbaro ma'ariv ha'arorim בחוכמה פותח שערים ובאמונה משניתים לאחד את הזמנים ומסדר את כל החיים משניהם. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night. Adonai Tsevaot is your name, ever-living God, may you reign forever over us into eternity. Baruch atah Adonai Hamariv Aravim. We're on page 32. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu B'shokbeinu v'kumeinu Nasiach b'chukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha U'v'mitzvotecha Le'olam va'ed. Ki heim chayenu ve'yorech yameinu Uvahem nege nege yomam valayla hey ki heim chayenu beyorech yameinu uvahem nege nege yomam valayla hey ki heim chayenu beyorech yameinu uvahem nege nege yomam valayla v'ahavadcha al tasir mimenu leolamim baruch ata Adonai ohev amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. If you're standing, you may be seated. We continue the words of Ve'ahavta on page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meyodecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בהם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם Adonai Elohechem Emet. We continue at the bottom of page 38, leading into page 40 as we anticipate the eternal redemption that is unfolding day by day. Umalchuto v'ratzon kiblu aleihem. Moshe u'Miriam u'vnei Yisrael lechanu shira b'simcha rabba v'yamaruhu kulam.
Page 40. Page 40.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot, oh seifele, nora tehilot, oh seifele. Who is like you, Adonai? Like you, Adonai, Malchutecha ra'u לפניך, חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים. זה לי, ענו ויאמרו, זה לי, ענו ויאמרו. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגואלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Page 42. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועמידנו שומרנו לחיים ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ותקננו בעצה טובה מלפניך והושיענו למען שמך ויגמדנו וישם אלינו אויב דבר וחרב ורעב ויגון ורחק ממנו עוון ופשע. ובצל כנפיך תסתירנו כי אל שומרנו מצילנו אתה כי אל חנון ורחום אתה. ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ושלום מעתה ועד עולם. ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. Page 44. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibur ve'yanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. We're on page 50. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישוע. ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך. סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We'll take a moment for our own private personal prayer.
Please feel free to continue your private meditations at your own pace. At this time, we are turning to page 58 as we acknowledge the many blessings in our lives, the many things for which we are extremely grateful. We just read these words, Ata gibor le'olam Adonai mechayeh hakol. You give life to everything, and this week I'm especially grateful for a new niece who has entered my family's life. Little baby Octavia Jade St. Ange Davis has joined the family, and so I am so filled with gratitude, both for her arrival and for the good health of her mother, Chelsea St. Ange May, my sister-in-law. And as we think this week of all of her and of all the mothers in our midst, we are about to give our gratitude for all the mothers in our midst, all the grandmothers, all the sisters in our lives. Ha-ha-tov, ha-ha-tov, ha-ha-tov ki lo hu rachamecha, v'yam rachem, ki lo tamu chasadecha, ha-tov ki lo chalu rachamecha, v'yam rachem ki lo tamu chasadecha. מעולם קיווינו לך, מודים אנחנו לך. הטוב, כי לא חלו רחמך, ויום רחם, כי לא תמו חסדיך. הטוב כי לא חלו רחמך, ויום רחם כי לא תמו חסדיך. מעולם קיווינו לך, מודים אנחנו לך. מעולם קיווינו לך, מודים אנחנו לך. לה 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 Lie, 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 lie. Ya la la lie, 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 lie. La la lie, 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 lie. La la lie, 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 la la lie. La 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 lie. Ya la lie, 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 la la lie. Ya la lie, lie. Lie, 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 la 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 lie. Lie, lie, la lie, lie, la lie. Ha ha tov, ha tov, ki lo chalu rachamecha, v'yam rachem, ki lo tamu chasadecha. Ha tov ki lo chalu rachamecha, v'yam rachem ki lo tamu chasadecha. מעולם קיווינו לך, מודים אנחנו לך. We are eternally grateful for you.
How beautiful, all these pictures of our moms and grandmas. And, there's these pictures, it's wonderful. I don't know if we planned it this way or not, but it immediately precedes our Misha Berach. And when we offer, our tradition has it that when we offer the name and we think of the name of a loved one in need of healing, it's always the person's name, son or daughter of their mom. And because moms are such a source of unbelievable hope and strength and healing and prayer, and this, as we enter into Mother's Day weekend, what a wonderful, wonderful idea it was. I think it was Cantor Adams' idea to make the Modine moments about Mother's Day. So as we...
I cannot take credit for that. I believe it was Jackie.
Jackie, all right, well,
and
okay.
Ultimately, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Always a group effort, and thank you, Jackie. Jackie's with her mom in California right now. And thank you, Cantor Adam, for offering that beautiful rendering of Modine. So we will offer our Misha Berach, a prayer for healing. Please put the names of loved ones into our chat as we bring their healing into our hearts, and our love for them truly does make a difference. Your love makes a difference. I know that personally. So, Misha Berach, 253.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Amen, amen. My words tonight are definitely related to healing, which by definition means to moms, although not explicit and not directly like that. I want to start by hoping you can see this bag. The biohazard little sign on it really is not the point of it, but that's this bag. Can you see what's at the bottom of this bag? Hopefully you can see. There are two Kippah clips, clips to hold a yarmulke on someone's head. On April 1st, about 6 weeks ago, I received... Did I do something wrong? That's weird. I didn't do anything. I don't think. How's that? Can you hear me? Is it? I don't know what happened. I didn't touch it. I don't think so. Oh, I did. You're totally right. Okay, without knowing it, I accidentally opened my mic on Zoom, and Cantor Adam diagnosed the problem immediately. It's fixed. Okay, thank you, Cantor Adam, yet again. So on April 1st, about 6 weeks ago, I received this bag with those clips in it just before leaving the hospital. This was 6 days after my surgery. It says, as you could see, I think you could read, biohazard. There's a sticker with my name and date of birth and my surgeon's name. Inside the bag, there are 2 clips, my Keepa clips. And I've kept this bag in the clips, wondering if there's something I should do with it. You see, on March 25th, when I laid down on the gurney, moments before entering the operating room, I had a hospital gown on my body and a Keepa on my head. And these 2 clips secured the Keepa. Just before a doctor explained something I didn't understand about anesthesia, a nurse very politely asked, would it be okay if we removed the clips? She said something about the metal. Of course, I said, whatever you need or want. I assumed that I'd never see the clips again, or my Keepa for that matter. But just before I was checked out of the hospital, I was given this plastic bag. This sermon isn't about Keepa clips, but I've thought many times about this final moment before I lost consciousness and before I left the hospital. Why did it matter to me to wear my Keepa? I actually was surprised that they let my Keepa stay on my head. Everything else had to come off. And why did I even try to wear this yarmulke and clips while in the operating room? So as we enter the last 9 days of the counting of the Omer, I want to connect this little experience to 2 other questions. You've heard this first question for sure. First of all, what's up with counting the 49 days of the Omer? I know that we count our days in order to make our days count. But tonight I'm seeking a much narrower answer, less grand, more granular. And second, why don't we begin counting the Omer on the very first day of Passover? Why do we skip day 1 and not begin until day 2? Tonight I want to share one of my most meaningful takeaways from heart surgery, from having my heart opened up. My first night after surgery, and I may probably said this before, was the first Seder. One of the central instructions at the Seder is Matchil b'gnut u'mesayem b'shevach. We begin with gnut and we end with shevach, which means we begin in gnut is fear, anxiety, powerlessness, and we end in what? In praise. Tonight, I'm thinking about praise. That's my focus. And I think it relates to our 2 questions. What's up with counting the Omer? What's the meaning of the journey from Egypt to Sinai? What value is freedom without commitment? Are rights worth fighting for without responsibilities, obligations? After Egypt, is the Red Sea enough? Or do we need Sinai too? And my second question, why don't we begin counting the Omer on day 1 of Passover rather than day 2? If it's so important to count the Omer, shouldn't we begin on day 1? So let's start there. If the Omer is so important, as I've just said, why don't we start counting on the first night? Rabbi Yitzchak Breidowitz tells a beautiful story, and we actually all know it in our own way. When a child is about a year old, he or she wants to walk. As parents and grandparents, we hold the child, your new niece, Cantor, not yet, but a bunch of months. We hold the child, encourage her, help her feel balanced, give her courage, and she feels amazing, free, confident, and independent. But what do we do next? Then we let her go. We let the child wobble, stumble, even fall a little bit. And the child wonders with his or her 11-month-old mind, what's going on? Yesterday, this was so easy. Why aren't they holding my arms, my hands, my body? Yesterday, I didn't fall. Those first days and weeks of walking, of adult support and strength, says Rabbi Breitowitz, those are the days of Passover. On Passover, God takes us into God's arms and lifts us out of Egypt and through the sea. God was holding, carrying us as we escaped. God stepped into the sea and lifted us up. And then maybe God put us down so that we could dance and sing. But not so with Sinai. From the second day of Passover on, God doesn't carry us. We need to work, to fall, to get up, to concentrate on our sacred task. Beginning on the second day, says Rabbi Breitowitz, the Omer is when God lets us go. God puts us down. The Omer is when God has the confidence in us that we can do it on our own. We can fall down and get back up again. The counting of the Omer is the hard work of traveling, learning, growing, struggling on our own. And at the end, we stand at Sinai. We stand before a spouse or sibling or child or parent. We feel awe and praise and wonder. Wow, I did it. We did it. For me, this journey from fatigue and fear to freedom and covenant is more meaningful than ever. I told you at the outset that tonight I have a specific, very narrow idea about why we count the Omer, why we don't start until the second night, and even why I arrived in the operating room with my kippah and clips. In every Passover Seder, we travel from, where did we say? From Ganut, fear, anxiety, and powerlessness. And in the end, we experience Shevach, praise. We're not exactly told when or how the journey ends. Is it the end of the Seder night, the end of Passover, 8 days later, maybe even the end of the Omer on Shavuot? Or maybe, just maybe, it's the end, the destination of every serious mountain we need to climb. What we're taught at the Seder is that we begin in fear, anxiety, powerless, that's Ganut, and we end in praise. When I laid down on that gurney, I was so scared. I tried to hide it, mostly from myself, but I was petrified. Ganut, abject fear, uncertainty, anxiety. That's where I began. In that first night out of the hospital, I was being carried by God, by anesthesia, the brilliant science and medicine of our generation. But with every day since that first, I think that God, the medical team, and you, my Beth-El family, have been slowly helping me walk on my own. That first night, I was still in God's miraculous care. No need yet to count the Omer. But by day 2, it was important to start counting. But how do we escape all that fear and anxiety? How do we take ourselves to a new place? Shevach is not just the where, it's the how. Filling our hearts with praise can do it. For the last 6 weeks, I really have felt just filled with praise. I promise I didn't plan it this way. My surgeon, Alan Hartman, said to me over and over, Rabbi, but this is what we do. It's just what we do. After I shared my praise. And he's right. But here's the secret wisdom or brilliance of our tradition. The praise isn't solely for him. End in praise. Because the praise is for me. It's for all of us to learn to offer that praise. I've praised hundreds of you for soups, for meals, all vegan, of course, for cards and calls and unbelievable offers of help. And you always say, stop, Mayor, Rabbi, it's what we do. Well, maybe so. But the journey from Ganut, from fear and powerlessness and anxiety is to praise. Praise is the destination. Praise is the practice that gets us out of gnut. It's the how I want to be and the where I want to get to. And maybe it's for every one of us, every time we face a great life challenge. I'm just speaking personally, but feeling praise has been so good for me. And I think that's the point of the Omer. We begin the Seder with gnut, fear, anxiety, and powerlessness, and we end the Omer in Shevach. Shevach is a key to the precious castle. The second night of the Omer is reminding us, God believes in me, my loved ones, my children, my spouse. They believe in me. They let me go because maybe I can do this. And what about my kippah and clips? I'm really not sure why I wanted to wear my kippah into that operating room. I don't believe, in truth, that it gave me good luck or saved my life. But I do believe that those clips, it's actually this kippah, I do believe that they remind me to feel shevach. They regularly nudge me to tell people how wonderful they are. They often help me find words that capture my awe and wonder. Just maybe they inspire me to praise. I love this theme for one more reason. Tomorrow morning, 5 amazing women become bat mitzvah. Tomorrow morning, 5 women deserving of so much praise will stand before Torah, will take their place in the Shalshelet Kabbalah, this holy chain of tradition and transmission, this Shalshelet Kabbalah that goes back 3,000 years. I have learned so much from each of you. You have so much to teach and to share. Tomorrow morning will be a morning full of praise. Whether you feel you deserve it or not, ladies, please know that it's as important for us giving the praise as it is for you who are receiving it. God held you, each of you, at the very beginning of this process, and then God let you go because you can do it. You have and you will. God bless you, and know how much you all are a blessing to us. Shabbat Shalom. With that, we can, if you turn to 282 for Aleinu, if you'd like to rise, feel free to do so.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא
287
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
And now I'd like us to turn to Susan Weiss Horowitz, as you offer our prayer for the congregation on 258. Susan. And after that, Amy. Susan, are you there? There's David. Greg, do you see David?
Mute. Got it.
Great.
All right. What page, Rabbi?
258.
All right, 1 second. Okay, for our congregation,
Exactly.
source of all being, may the children of this community learn these passions from us: love of Torah, devotion in prayer, and support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction, and may we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring us fulfillment and joy. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod.
Avod.
Amen.
Amen. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Susan. And now, Amy, page 8 from the bottom.
You want me to read the whole thing, not just the bottom part, or starting with O Guardian? The whole thing, right?
Just the top, the middle one, Amy, is fine.
The middle one.
Yeah.
Thus says Adonai, this is what I desire: to unlock the fetters of wickedness and untie the cords of lawlessness, to let the oppressed go free, to break off every yoke. Share your bread with the hungry, and take the wretched poor into your home. When you see the naked, give clothing, and do not ignore your own kin. If you banish the yoke from your midst, the menacing hand, the evil speech, if you offer compassion to the hungry and satisfy the famished creature, then your light shall shine in darkness.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Amy. Amy, Susan, Debbie, very much looking forward to tomorrow morning. We will, in a moment, when we come to our end, get to share the same wishes with Jody and Jen. And now I want to ask everyone to turn to 278 as we count the Omer. Cantor Adam will sing the opening line, and then we'll recite the blessing. With the day we're counting, which begins now, right at sundown. It's the day after 40. You don't say it until the blessing. The day after 40.
הנני מוכן ומזומן, הנני מוכן ומזומן, הנני מוכן ומזומן, לקיים מצוות עשה של ספירת העומר. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על ספירת העומר.
היום 41 יום שהם 5 שבועות ו6 ימים לעומר. Today is the 41st day of the Omer, which is how many weeks? 5 weeks and what? 6 days of the Omer. Did I do the arithmetic right? All right. We're counting. We're on our way to 49. And so now we turn, as always, to those loved ones who helped make our lives count, helped us build lives that count. And if you're sharing the name of a loved, if you're remembering someone, like to share their name in the chat text, please feel free to do so. We remember tonight and laid to rest in the last 30 days, Barbara Gordon and Joel Heller. And we also remember those whose yortzeit falls on this Shabbat during this week. Ilse Appelman, Hannah Dobbin, Roya Davudnia, Alex Ginsberg, Emil Hirsch, Ryan Connor Kernan, Nathan Crown, Helen Lazar, Carrie Lyman, Carmine Morrow, Hans Monaster, Ida Bilder Siegel, Rebecca Siegel, Barbara Solomkin, and Brian Wheeler, and all of those whose names we hold dear, whose lives and souls we hold dear in our hearts. May their memories be for a blessing. If it's your custom to rise with the mourners, feel free to do so. We're on page 294. 4. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah. V'yalma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael. B'agala b'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'l'olmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei d'kudusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata. Damiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony and high bring peace to us and to all Israel. And let us one last time say together, Amen. Amen. All right, bunch of announcements. First of all, tomorrow morning, a Torah study at 9 a.m. And then our special, wonderful Shabbat, our adult Benot Mitzvah, begins at 10 a.m. It's going to be really, really a beautiful, special morning for those of you who have not you did not become an adult, a bar bat mitzvah as a child. Think about when your time will come. Okay, that's tomorrow. Mazel tov to all of our 5 Benot Mitzvah, and we really look forward to it. Some Shavuot, just reminders. May 16th is our Erev Shavuot service at 8 p.m. The 17th, the next morning, is with the 17th Yizkor, begins at 10 a.m. and will be wonderful. May 21st is that's in 2 weeks, our Erev Shabbat volunteer service. Let's see. Our next Modim Moments is on June 4th. For that, send pictures of you and your father, your grandfather. The theme is pretty clear tonight about Mother's Day and moms and grandmothers. Next month, dads and grandfathers. One additional Shavuot announcement that I missed, I admitted, forgive me. On the Sunday morning, a week from Sunday, at 11:45 a.m., Torah Art and Mr. Softy join us for a special communal Torah art project led by congregant Eileen Walk. And while here, enjoy ice cream from Mr. Softy. Register online. Global Jewish Grooves with Cantor Adam on May 20th and May 24th is our annual congregational meeting. I believe there's just an email that went out about it. And one other really meaningful thing, when we know we can help. So if there's something going on, something to celebrate, some way that you would appreciate some support of any kind, please let us know. When we know when we can help, when we know we want to help. Lastly, our virtual Oneg, thank you to you, Dorit Title, for hosting tonight. Stay in this Zoom when services conclude. Thanks to the Margloff family for our challah. Again, thanks to Steve Fenn for digitizing our Torah. And so let's see.
One more thing, if I can throw one more thing into the mix.
Please do.
You know, we've been, for the last year, we've been having Havdalah online every week. And as the weather gets warmer and as the world begins to open up and more of us are vaccinated, we are shifting to in-person Havdalahs every month. And we're starting this month with a Havdalah in the park at Fireman's Park, Grace Avenue Park, on the 22nd. So please join us. It would be lovely to see so many of you face to face. And there's news of that, I believe, also in our emails. And everything else is also always in our emails. So check your emails.
All right. We come to Kiddush, Cantor Adam, followed by Jen and Jody. Jen doing Kiddush, the second half of Kiddush, and Jody Motzi. So please pour your Kiddush cups, pull out your challah, Cantor Adam.
We're on page 4 if you're following along in the books. ויהי ערב ויבוקר יום השישי, ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות.
Jen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה ושבת קודשו באהבה ורצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Jen.
Hamotzi, Jody, and the girls.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen.
Harmony. Oh, so beautiful. I hear
Beautiful.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, enjoy some challah. We conclude with the final verse of Adon Olam, which can be found on page 321. Be'ado av kidruchi ve'yeti shan ve'ahira ve'imruchi geviati Adonai li ve'lo ira ve'imruchi geviati Adonai li ve'lo ira. My soul I give to you, my spirit in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hand. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Safely in your hand. Be'yado av kidruchi ve'yeti shan ve'ahira ve'imruchi geviati Adonai li ve'lo ira Adonai li ve'lo ira. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom all. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat,
Shabbat
Shabbat,
shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.